International friendlies are tricky, and we've had a little bit of a challenge this morning, and so we're only going to make a partial announcement regarding our international friendly. So for those of you in attendance and our fans watching from Facebook Live, thank you for joining us today. We know our fans have been eagerly awaiting to hear who we will be hosting in our international friendly this summer. It was a tremendous and exciting event last year when the English Premier League team and FA Cup finalists, Crystal Palace FC, came to Cincinnati in our inaugural year. I think most people would agree that that was maybe among the hottest, most exciting events here in Greater Cincinnati last summer. Over the past year, we've had the opportunity to speak with numerous clubs. I spent some time in Europe in November visiting with different clubs, and we really wanted this summer's international friendly to be just as thrilling, and we've spent many months speaking to various teams about visiting the Queen City. Obviously, last year, having the opportunity to bring Palace here from South London, from the English Premier League, was all about bringing the world to Cincinnati. This is the world sport, and Cincinnati made such a crushing debut last year. We wanted to look for an opportunity to build on that. Obviously, just given the attention from television, our fans here in this market have great familiarity with the English Premier League and all the different teams that they can watch on Saturday and Sunday on television. But obviously, that's just one of the top leagues in the world, and certainly as we look to bring a friendly here, we looked at what about the Bundesliga. Obviously, Cincinnati's sister city in Munich. There's a club there; they're pretty good, Bayern Munich. And so we certainly talked to several clubs from the Bundesliga. We also talked to teams in Central and South America and Mexico. We had some contacts with teams with clubs in Italy. But at the end of the day, we found a great opportunity with a club from a different league. I'm going to speak a little bit about the process here before I get to that. So there's the opportunity when you do these that you don't normally have immediate contact with the club itself. Usually there's an agent who helps put together the visit. Last year we had a very good agent that we worked with, Mark Gibbon, who helped us get the deal done with Crystal Palace, and then came and worked with our staff here on making sure that the accommodations and everything were terrific as it relates to Palace. And so Mark Gibbon has been someone that we've been working with really since the end of last year in terms of who we would want to bring through. To give you a little bit of context here, so it's not as easy as just we find a club, because most teams, most clubs, when they visit, first they have to decide, are they going to do their preseason in North America, over Asia, or over maybe staying in Central South America, or staying in Europe. So finding a club that wanted to come to North America is the first part of the puzzle. The second part of the puzzle is then they don't come over to play one game. They come over to play usually a series of games as a part of their preseason tour. And so then we had numerous contacts with other clubs in the United States, in Canada, to see if they would partner with us. And then you get into, well, what dates do they have open? What dates do we have open? And how do we try to make it so that we can coordinate a visit? And then, of course, there's the economics of it in terms of if you have an open date, what size is your stadium? In our league, that for many clubs, that's a bit of a challenge because obviously you're looking to sell tickets to make the economics work. So I'm getting into a little bit of the nitty-gritty, only to say that it's not as simple as FC Cincinnati says, let's go bring this club to Cincinnati. There were some clubs we talked to where, candidly, the manager doesn't want to make the long trip with the team. They'd rather stay closer to their home base, if you will. And so that gets into it a little bit. Anyway, so we have reached agreement with the club through our friend, the agent Mark Gibbon, and we reached those terms yesterday, and we have a signed contract here this morning. We have a little bit of a challenge, which is the commercial director for this club is literally, as we're hosting this on Facebook Live, on a plane to Miami. And the commercial director for this club would like to be in with the announcement. And that was something that was shared with me literally as I was driving up here. And so our intention this morning is we're going to announce the league that we're bringing here, that the club is in, and then we're going to announce our partnership. So let me first do the league. The top league in the world, and just happens to have the last 4 Champion League titles is La Liga from Spain. And so we're thrilled to announce that we're going to be bringing a team here from Spain, from La Liga. And it would be our intention later today, probably in a release out of respect for all of you here, and I apologize, literally driving here this morning, we will release the name. But obviously it's tremendously exciting for us to be able to say that, again, last year we talked about wanting to bring the world's game to Cincinnati, and last year we brought England, and this year we're bringing Spain. And we're very excited about that, and we look forward to, once the commercial director gets off his flight, of being able to put that out. So let me share that these things do not happen in and of themselves, just the club. We need partners to help us put on such a massive event, and we're extremely grateful that Cincinnati Bell is going to, again, for the second consecutive year, be the presenting sponsor of the Summer International Friendly. Cincinnati Bell, led by President and CEO Lee Fox, has been a tremendous partner to FC Cincinnati since our inception, and together we look forward to hosting another thrilling Summer Friendly here at Nippert Stadium. So let me bring up the President and CEO of Cincinnati Bell, Lee Fox.
Thank you. First off, I just want to thank Jeff and the entire team at FC Cincinnati for all the work that goes into drawing a team like they've done. To announce that we've got now a team coming from La Liga is just huge for the city. And so we're extremely excited. Thank them very much. I think this is an awesome thing for the city. We're very proud, the employees at Cincinnati Bell, me, myself, my management team. We are very excited and proud to be a sponsor of this once again, and just want to thank them again. This means so much to the city, does so much, and I think it's going to be an exciting event. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. As it relates to tickets for the event, we will be sharing via email information to all of our season ticket holders. Obviously, they'll get the exclusive first right to purchase their seats, and maybe some additional seats that they want to add for this match, and then we'll proceed with our package buyers and then others. I do want to say that we are offering a special promotion, which is anyone who buys tickets for the Columbus Crew match, another big summer game coming up. If you buy tickets for the Columbus Crew match, you'll receive preferred priority to purchase tickets ahead of the public sale for the Summer Friendly. So with that, I will try to answer questions, and I again want to apologize for a little bit of the false start, to use a different sports analogy.
Did you confirm the date?
Oh, thank you. No, I didn't. No, I did not confirm the date. Yeah, I can confirm the date. We're gonna host the match on July the 24th. we will be presenting football on Monday night. We are thrilled to have it. Obviously, there's some familiarity in our culture with football on Monday night, and so we're going to do it. We're going to do it over the summer.
So when you talk about the 3-game series that you try to set up, last year were you the team initiating that, and are you? What role do you take in initiating it this year?
I think, to be fair, last year there were 2 MLS teams that had the Wednesdays, and we slid nicely into the Saturday because we had an open Saturday, and there were not many clubs in North America because of Copa that had a Saturday off. And we had strategically asked the league for a Saturday off. This year we did ask for a Saturday off again, July the 22nd, but as the schedule for this event was put together, the Saturday was not available. I think there was a question over here. Eric.
Let me ask you, is this team, did they make the Champions League this year?
I can't, honestly, I can't speak at all to the team out of respect for the club. We had talked about announcing it at 10 a.m. this morning, which is why we put out a media advisory. But there was a bit of a miscommunication where the commercial director got on a flight to Miami before the contract had been signed, and candidly, in my mind, we had agreed to the terms, so I believed we were good to go. But there was just this last communication piece to let the commercial director know that I had signed the contract, and then from there to announce it. So again, I own this, and I apologize for everyone here. But I think the delay here is going to be a matter of just a couple hours in terms of the length of the flight.
Are you able to talk about the other teams involved? North American teams involved?
I'd prefer not to, because I'm not certain of when they would make their own announcements.
Can we talk about a match like this in general and what it means to someone who's maybe not a soccer fan, doesn't understand the importance of something like this?
Well, we always talk about how soccer is the biggest sport in the world. There's more people playing soccer on this planet than every other sport combined. I mean, think about that. There's a lot of sports that people play. And so, if you think of maybe, I don't even know that this would be a legitimate comparison, but you think of, the NFL as sort of the 800-pound gorilla in our country. And certainly in Spain and other parts of the world, soccer is even a bigger phenomenon. And so to be able to bring last year Crystal Palace from the EPL and this year a club from La Liga in Spain, I think certainly speaks to what our fans, what this community has built in just a little over a year, that teams from some of the biggest leagues around the world want to come to Cincinnati and play us in a friendly. So I think it's a credit to our fans and to this great rising city that has built something in short order that is an attraction for some of the biggest clubs in the world.
Are you at all worried that there might not be as much excitement leading into the match, simply because people who don't know as much about soccer know the Premier League or La Liga?
Sure. There's no question that we're asking our supporters, those who do follow soccer, to make sure they help get the word out that La Liga is one of the top, based on the Champions League last 4, arguably the top league in the world. And so to bring a team here from First Division Spain, you're bringing one of the top clubs in the world. And it's an international sport. And so we were certainly very open to bringing a club from another part of the world and not just going back to another EPL team. To be fair, we talked to a lot of EPL teams. A lot of the EPL teams this year are either not leaving the UK or they're headed to Asia or they're playing in the ICC. And so, fortunately we didn't put all our eggs in that basket, and we cast a wider net with Mark, and he did a great job.
Any other benefits that you saw in that friendly? What did the club, in terms of exposure, or locally, nationally, internationally?
Well, it gave us a lot of credibility. Alan Pardew he stood right outside here when the match was over, a well-respected longtime English manager, and said that the environment here at Nippert Stadium was unlike anything he'd ever seen. He said it was like an FA Cup final, and I don't know a better recruiting pitch that you could have than to have Alan Pardew say that. FIFA, the World Soccer governing body, has an E60 television show, and that's broadcast all over the world. And they came in and did a segment around the Crystal Palace match on FC Cincinnati. And so I think from our standpoint, soccer is the world sport, and we live in global times. We live in a global economy, and businesses like Cincinnati Bell are recruiting talent from around the world. We're looking for North American headquarters to locate here in Cincinnati. We're looking for people to come and work for our companies, and soccer is a tremendous way to make that recruitment. And I certainly think that the Crystal Palace Summer Friendly last year helped make that bold statement about Cincinnati. And we're looking forward to this match doing the same and then some.
For people maybe looking for some context clues here, is this one of the teams you visited with when you were on your European voyage this winter?
I did not go to Spain.
Do you speak Spanish?
I do not. I took Latin in high school and Russian in college, so I'm of no help. Josu is the one that helped me with pronunciations here. So, again, I want to apologize for our fans watching and for all of you who came that we had the misstep this morning with Mark. I take responsibility for it. It's an exciting day, and literally by the time people leave work today, you'll know who the club is. Okay. So we thank you all very much, and let's have a great week. Thank you.